Hey, what's going on, guys? Flick here, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode with Southampton. Today at the start of the episode, I wanted to address a few points of concern that I noticed from the previous episode. And to begin with, I wanted to address the lack of Premier League exclusive graphics, particularly in-game and the score ticker. I'm not sure why they don't have the same layout as they had in FIFA 16. In my opinion, it worked out just fine. And the weird thing about it is that there are Premier League exclusive graphics. If you look closely enough, the animations from in-game to some of the cutscenes have this little line appearing, and that's Premier League exclusive, so it's clear that they are paying attention to it. I just don't know why they haven't decided to go with it for FIFA 17. There is some hope that EA does listen to the community and looks to roll out that change, hopefully even by the full game release in North America, which comes out on Tuesday. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the increased amount of dislikes on episode 2 compared to episode 1, and that could be attributed to a number of factors. And I don't have a problem with you guys leaving a dislike on a video. If you feel that it's not up to par and you want to leave a dislike, then that's completely fine. That's the reason it's there. But what I would love for you guys to do is that if you didn't enjoy something about the video, please let me know so I can look to improve for future episodes. Whether it's my transfers that I'm making, whether it's the gameplay, or whether it's my commentating ability. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys want me to improve, or utilize the unanimous suggestion box in the description. But to return to a couple questions more related to this career mode, we have a press conference question from Oliver asking where I want to get with Southampton this season. And at the beginning of the season, we looked at our board expectations, and they want us to finish mid-table, and by the end of Season 2, we need to finish within a EuroLeague position. Well, for one thing, we finished in the EuroLeague last year, so I feel like we can do that again this year. In fact, I want to finish in a Champions League spot by the end of the season. We're playing well so far, and I feel like we have the quality of our side to do that. Shifting over to topics more related to transfers, we have a question from Noah asking if I feel like it's more important to sign more experienced players or look to train up youth. And I feel like the most important thing here is to find a balance in your team between experience and also youth players that you can develop. I feel like that's something that we do have already here at Southampton with a couple of experienced players, the likes of Jose Fonte, the likes of Fraser Forster, and a couple other names, but we also have a quality amount of youth on this team. James Ward-Prowse, Hellberg, and then a few new signings that we made in the summer transfer window are going to be long-term first-team players for us, and if we can find even more players through the Youth Academy, that would be great. As I'm sure many of you guys know, Portugal had a fantastic summer 2016 after winning the Euros, and a couple of our defenders in Jose Fonte and Cedric played an important part in that Portugal team, and as such, I feel that their market value has increased. But I don't feel like they're going to be moving on from this club. Jose Fonte has been around for a couple seasons, and I don't see him finishing his career anywhere else. For Cedric, he is an up-and-coming player, but I've expressed so much interest in him being the long-term right back for us, and I'm not looking to bring back the likes of Nathaniel Klein, at least not yet. Finally, I've seen quite a few comments saying that I should give Shane Long more playtime, and I definitely rate him as a player, and he played an important part in the Southampton team for the 2015-2016 season, and what I've kind of done with him so far is using him as a substitute and really playing him wherever he needs to go in, whether that's at that left mid position, striker, or even right mid. For now, that's what I'm going to continue doing, but if our strikers in Braithwaite don't perform, then I could bring in Shane Long on a moment's notice. That'll be all the press conference questions for today. As per usual, if you have any questions you'd like me to answer that I have not answered before, make sure you put those in the comment section or ask me on Twitter, and I'd be happy to answer them in the next press conference. With about a week and a half left to go in the summer transfer window, I feel like we have enough time to make a few more transfers into this team. More than likely, they won't be any big name deals. Instead, there are going to be a few loan deals and a couple small transfers here and there. But that's a crucial part of every career mode, because if you don't have the squad depth to survive in the Premier League, the Domestic Cup, and the Continental Cup, you're going to be in trouble throughout the season. But we do have a match to play on the 28th against Sunderland, and then getting into September, we have a match on the 10th against Arsenal. That's where I'm going to end off the episode, which would put us with our first group stage match of the EuroLeague against Lille in the next episode. I want to give you guys an update on how we're doing in each of our board objectives, and beginning with our youth development. We have only signed up one Youth Academy player in that goalkeeper from the last episode, and I think with time we're going to find a couple more talents, and I think we will be able to achieve this short-term objective in finding 2 Youth Academy players, growing them by 10 points, and getting them in 5 matches. For the brand exposure, I still don't have any idea of how we're going to increase this those ticket sales. I'll let you guys know if I find any videos that I find helpful on that. For financial, we're looking very good, and we're about 17 million above what the board wanted us to finish by at the end of the season. That's assuming we don't sell any more players. So we need to make a couple more moves, but I want to save some money just in case we do need to make any moves in January. For domestic success, we're currently sitting in 3rd place for the Premier League, which is fantastic, and continentally, we haven't even started the Euro League. In order to start getting our Youth Academy goalkeepers some growth and including them in the training, I took out Nathan Redmond and Sally Uchan from the trainings, and this is the current lineup I am going with. Still training the likes of James Ward-Prowse and Hellberg, and I just plan on them to be the dynamic duo for the years to come. They're just such a great combo. When one pushes up, the other stays back, and vice versa. And we'll see how we do on the results this time around. Lewis already growing from 46 to a 47. I have to admit, it's been a pretty spicy transfer window with Philippe Coutinho apparently looking to leave Liverpool and some drama going over there with Jurgen Klopp. But one thing that I found extremely funny, if I move on over to the top deals on the transfers tab, you can see Bayern are just offloading their entire team. Robert Lewandowski, David Alaba, and Thiago all leaving the club for new teams, and I can't believe the Alaba to Juventus thing is still a thing in FIFA 17. If any of you guys played FIFA 16 career mode, you'll know that that happened almost every single transfer window right at the start of every career mode, and I can't believe that's still the same. But getting into some of our own transfers, we do have a bid for Shane Long from Valencia, 7.5 million bid, and it's clear that other clubs around the world have identified Shane Long as a promising player that can impact any team. I will be rejecting this, and I'm actually going to look to get Shane Long significantly more playtime in today's episode and probably moving forward. I actually have quite a few changes to make to our starting 11, and I wanted to walk you through it so that you can kind of see my process while I make these changes. First off, I need to give Jose Fonte his captaincy back. The only reason he wasn't captain is because he was injured. So I gave it to Fraser Forster, who's also a great captain and a great leader, but Jose Fonte deserves this captain's armband. We're going to give it back to him. I want to appreciate you guys that did let me know in the comment section. If you ever see anything that is wrong about a career mode, just let me know in the comment section, because sometimes I can miss out on some of these minor details. But then moving back into our squad, I told you guys I wanted to get Shane Long a more important role, and I'm going to move him over to right mid instead of Nathan Redmond. They're a bit interchangeable. Redmond could play at striker, he can play at right mid, and they both play a very similar role. Even though Shane Long is listed as a striker, he suits that right wing position very well. Outside of that, I wanted to go over what you guys thought about Hellberg. You said that he should definitely get an increased rating and that he deserves a 76 rating overall, so a +2 from what he originally was, because he started at a 74, he's gone up +1 through the training. One position that I think we do need to improve our squad depth in is our striker position. I've identified 3 players from Premier League clubs that are in the mid 60s to upper 60s that could fit right to the team. They're quick players and they fit well into this 4-2-3-1 formation if we do want to play them in cup games. Those 3 players being Dominic Solanke from Chelsea, Thierry Ambrose from Manchester City, and Joel Asoro from Sunderland. Asoro is kind of the dark horse in this because he's a bit lower rated, but he has got some incredible stats and some decent finishing for a striker. But anyways, I'm going to put in loan bids for each of these players and I'll see what their respective clubs have to say. We ended up having all of our loan offers accepted, and I feel like Solanke might be a bit too high in the wages at 30 grand a week. Ambrose is on 14,500 and Sunderland's Joel Asoro is on about 4,000 a week. I'm going to end up going for the middle player in Thierry Ambrose, both middle in terms of where he is in the email, but also in his rating. He's a good player, he's quality, and he's French, and I just like using French players in career mode, and he'll fit in well with a couple of our other players in the team. So we're going to reject the offer for Joel Asoro and also the offer for the Chelsea striker, and we're going to be going with Thierry Ambrose, and this will just make sure that we don't have any issues at striker. Of course, Nathan Redmond and Shane Long can play there, but this will make sure that we're very stacked in our squad depth. It's time for us to get into the first match of the episode against Sunderland. Coming off a 3-0 win against Manchester United, I feel like we have a lot of confidence going into this game. But as we get into the team management, I don't have too many changes to our starting 11. This 4-2-3-1 formation is working. Really, the only change is having Shane Long at right mid instead of Nathan Redmond. But one thing I do want to ask you guys is I am currently still on World Class. Do you want to see me stay on World Class, or do you want to see me bump it up to Legendary? On one hand, World Class would allow me to score more goals and get more entertaining gameplay for you guys, but on the other hand, I want this career mode to be a challenge. I don't want this to be a cakewalk, and I want to face some difficulty here and there. Looking at the Sunderland team, they just have so many players that outplay their rating, including Jermaine Defoe. He's a proven goal scorer in the Premier League and abroad, and we're going to have to watch out for him. Chance early on for Sunderland will be Khazri, cutting this one inside the number 10. looking to find some passing options. We're sticking with him and trying to jockey and get this ball away eventually. We know what the CPU can do and what Watford was able to do to us in the last episode. And Cosby is still sticking with it. We'll lay it over to Barini, and Fraser Forster has to pull off a save. Corner kick for Sunderland. And Cosby just send it in, finding Barini, the only two players that have done something for Sunderland. But we end up getting this one away with Fonte. Not a good clearance. Jermaine Defoe, man, that is a mistake on my behalf. I should not have been as costly with the ball, and I shouldn't be moving it forward with defenders, and Jermaine Defoe makes his pay. We haven't gotten the ball to Buffal too much in this game, but we're going to look to change that now as we get a chance with Tadic, and he's going to slot that one away with a finesse shot. Not much the keeper could have done about it, but it was Buffal who created that chance, and man, he is such an incredible player for us in terms of scoring goals and creating assists. Whatever it is, he seems to play a part in every single goal we do score. Nice steal here by Fonte, laying it off to Buffal. Has got a lot of space, and he also has Tadic in the middle. Sticks with it, and still running. It's Buffal looking to find Braithwaite. Van Aanholt intercepts, and we end up getting it back with Braithwaite trying to shoot this one near post. Now it's a mistake by the Sunderland defense. What is going on in this game? And Braithwaite getting his second goal on the campaign. The first one was a tap-in. That one was just a mistake by Van Aanholt. Braithwaite making another great run, and that is a fantastic through ball. Can we get to it? No, it's Kone who out-muscled Braithwaite in the process. That is where having a pacey striker does come in handy, because Charlie Austin just wouldn't have been able to get there in time. Shane Long looking to create something. Now it's Cedric. Great pass to Tadic, laying it out to Pierre-Emile Hellberg. He finds Buffal a fake shot or a scoop turn to get around the defender. Near post finesse shot. Mika with the save. As per usual, I'm going to go with the near post driven corner kick, and we'll see if we can let our defender get to this. This one goes right to Van Aanholt, but that is the halftime whistle. It's been a good half, and after we conceded that first goal, we got together, and our tactics have improved. Not too much to change here in the second half. The only thing I'm going to look to improve in this second half is play a little bit more defensive and also improve our possession stats. Only at 53%, I'd like to get it around the 60% mark by the end of the game. Just one change for us as we're going to bring on Jordy Classy in for Pierre-Emile Hellberg. And Classy played extremely well in the last game that he played, coming on as a substitute. And if he continues playing well as a substitute, he may win over that starting role over either Hellberg or Ward-Prowse. Here's Jermaine Defoe on the ball for Sunderland, playing it to McNair. We need to close him down, not let him shoot. Fraser Forster, well done, making a big save, and he's hyped about that. With about 12 minutes left to go in this game, we're going to make two changes and use our two remaining substitutes. Gard is coming in for Van Dijk because he expressed interest in getting some play time today, and this early in the season, I'm going to try to fulfill as many of those player requests as I possibly can. Along with that change, we're going to give Nathan Redmond some play time over Shane Long because he's tired. Oh, what a ball. Over to Bertrand. We have options. And I think it's going to be Tadic making that run. Holding up the play. Looking for Braithwaite on the through ball. What a through ball it was. Now Braithwaite just needs to finish. We end up getting the quarter. But man, we have to respect Tadic's passing. And even Braithwaite's passing. The passing in FIFA 17 in general is just so good. We're going to go with the lofted corner kick. Can we get ahead on it? It's Tadic again getting in the right kind of place. And that just about deflected in. And Cottermole putting in a big tackle might be a yellow. Indeed, it is a yellow, and we will be winning a free kick from that one. I haven't been too successful so far, so this time I'm just going to be crossing this one in, and we'll see if James Ward-Prowse can do it for us. Braithwaite rising up, but Sunderland win the header and get it cleared. Just 2 minutes of added time left in this game. All we need to do is hang on to possession, and I see this game ending up with 3 points for us. Jordy Classy pushing forward, asking Redmond to make the run. Has Cedric for support. Ref, there's the full-time whistle. Great game to close it out. We came back from a 1-0 deficit. We got those 2 goals before the end of the first half, and although the second half wasn't as entertaining, we still played spectacularly well. Turns out we did even worse in our possession in the second half than we did in the first, but at the end of the day, we did get the result, and that's just something I'm going to look to improve upon. I'm really curious about the player ratings and who performed well in this game. No surprise seeing Tadic with a 9.0, Buffal with an 8.7, and also Braithwaite with a respectable performance with an 8.2, not to mention mention Jose Fonte with the 8.5. Just to give you guys an update on how overpowered this goalkeeper training is, this is the second training session, and in these 2 consecutive sessions, Lewis has grown both times. Coventry City have put forth a 2-year loan deal for Will Wood, and in between Ryan Bertrand and Matt Target, I feel like we're pretty sorted at left back, so I'm going to end up accepting this, and I'm hoping while Will Wood is at Coventry City, he can develop a little bit more as a player, and maybe by the time he does return, we can start thinking about him in our starting 11 plans. With Tadic putting on a show in the last couple of games, other clubs have started to take notice, and Real Sociedad have put in a 12 million bid, which is 3.5 more than his market value, but there's no way I'm getting rid of him. He just plays so well at that center attacking mid position, and we have a couple more good years to get out of him. With 1 hour left and 300 million spent during the summer transfer window, transfer deadline day is upon us, and Manchester United have been busy signing Robert Lewandowski and Harry Kane. Mind you, they still have Zlatan Ibrahimovic, so I don't even know who they're going to have as a striker in between Lewandowski, Kane, Ibrahimovic, and even Rashford. So Manchester United, we're going to have to watch out for them. But for us, this is going to be the starting 11 and subs for the foreseeable future. I'm really happy with how the team does look. Yes, we might not have the highest rated players, but they play so well in game, and we can challenge for a top 4 spot for this season. With it being the start of the month, we do have an update on our youth squad. And Ewan Lewis, his potential has dropped a little bit, not too much, from 74 to 94 before, and now it's at 71 to 91. And he will still be able to allow us to achieve all the objectives we do need, both in terms of our short and long-term objectives for youth development. I'm also going to go through a squad report for you guys. I plan on having these on a monthly basis in terms of in-game time, and that way you guys can keep a good track on the players we do have and the growth we're going to have throughout our team. It's unfortunate to see Jose Fonte is already declining in his value. Yes, he's 32 years old, but he's playing so well, and I just don't see any reason for him to be declining. The one plus side of that is that it's his physical attributes that are declining and not some of his technical attributes, which is a bit more realistic. So that's a good sign in terms of player growth improving. And each FIFA, we seem to make a little bit of progress. And this year, some of the younger players continue to grow in their physical attributes, and the older players tend to decline in their physical attributes. So those are good signs, and we can only go upwards from here. Steven Davis also declining in his value, so we're going to have to start sorting out some of these older players and making way for some of the younger players who is the future of this team, and that's the way football goes, and that's the way life goes as well. But overall, the squad report is looking good, and the squad is just so stacked. We have some news in regards to international management, and it looks like EA have actually stepped up their game in regards to these little press tidbits. Sources close to both the manager and club he currently manages, Southampton, got in touch earlier today to exclusively tell us that delegates from the United States Football Association have already met with Flick last night in a posh hotel. They are currently in the early stages of thrashing out a deal, but so far the signs look promising, and it looks like Flick could be penciled in for the big job. And let me know what you guys think. Do you want me to do international management in this career mode? I'd probably make it a separate series so you would see it on the thumbnail, but I'm curious to know if you guys are interested in seeing that kind of stuff. I've been checking back on the youth scouts every week, and luckily we have another 5-star scout from England, in fact, Dylan Phillips, and we're going to sign him up for 3.4 million. And actually I had a comment on where I should send out my next scout, and Serbia and Slovakia were 2 of the suggestions. I've had luck sending scouts to Serbia, so that is actually where I'm going to be sending this scout, and hopefully we can find some more players. The question is which kind of player we should be looking for. Last year, physically strong players tended to bring back good results, so we're going to go with that again. I don't know if the game is going to start showing the league table as the matches do load up, so I thought I would show it to you guys right now. And going into this game against Arsenal, this is a big one because Arsenal is equal on points with us along with Spurs, but we currently are in first place due to goal differential. If we can get a win, then we could stay on top of Spurs and Arsenal and push Arsenal further down the table. With the acquisitions Arsenal have made in the summer, they're going to be a formidable side for us to play, and this will be the first time we're actually playing in Showers. I'm going to see how it does play in game. If it's something that I don't mind playing, then I'll add that bit of randomness, but if Showers just slow down the gameplay and make it a struggle to play, then I may just keep it on either overcast or clear weather conditions for future games. But we'll see after how the match does go. But I have made some changes to our starting 11 ever so slightly, giving Matt Target a start at left back and also giving Romeu some playtime. 2 players that haven't featured yet in our starting 11, but I rate them and I want them to get some playtime. A match against Arsenal will be a big opportunity for them. Some good news for those of you that are waiting for the full game to be released and haven't played yet with EA Access. The league table are still shown at the start of the match. It just takes a couple of matches for that to start appearing. Of course, with the absence of Mesut Ozil, this Arsenal team isn't as strong as it could be. Still some quality players in there in Santi Cazorla, who played so well in FIFA 16 career mode. We'll see if that's the same in FIFA 17. It's been all Arsenal so far in this game, and it continues to be that way, as Elneny trying to find a couple of passes. Santi Cazorla with the fancy back heel, and now over to Debussy. Probably going to be crossing from this kind of position. Buffal not having it. We'll clear this one away dangerously to the middle, and that is not what I need to be doing. We cannot be messing around in the back, otherwise it's going to lead to goals like it happened against Sunderland. Chance for Arsenal. It's Alexis bursting to space and plays it in the middle. If Jose Fonte did not get a deflection in, that would have been a tap and goal. And there's Arsene Wenger. It's so cool to see these managers on the sideline. Some space in the Arsenal midfield, and we're attacking it with a couple of good passes. Now Tadic playing this one through. It's Braithwaite running by the Arsenal defenders. Could have a shot here, and he gets tripped up. Is that a penalty? No, it wasn't. The defender must have gotten the ball, and Arsenal, they get a lucky break there. Santi Cazorla looking to create something. What a shot, and that one hits the crossbar. Arsenal are knocking on the door, and we need to hang on and just try to score on the counterattack because Arsenal are just the better team today, and we just need a little bit of luck on our side, like right there, to stay in this one. Tadic finding Romeu, running to space, and he has Shane Long if it can be a good through ball, and it is. This is about the first time we've actually gotten inside the box, and Shane Long looking to do something. Again, a dangerous slide tackle inside the box, but Arsenal are pulling those off to perfection, and they do have some quality center backs, so they're going to continue testing their luck. But if we can keep on attacking like that, we might be able to get a penalty kick before the end of this game. But now, on the defensive side of things, it'll be the last attack before halftime. We're going to clear that one away and go into the break. Stats-wise, it's been all Arsenal in terms of the shots and possession. We need to try to create something like we did towards the end of the half. And I'm thinking about making a change because what we're doing right now just is not working out. And Romeu has played all right, but I think I'm going to go to someone who's proven to play well in games before, and that's going to be Pierre-Emile Hellberg. Oxlade-Chamberlain. This is not looking good, but what a block by Matt Targett, the young kid, putting in a good performance today. Another corner kick for Arsenal, and I believe this is the 6th one of the game, so this is 10 scenes. And they're moving back to the short corner kick. They've been moving between the short and the long one all game, but we might be able to get on the break here. If we can get a couple players making a good run. And it's Braithwaite using a heavy touch to run to space, holding up the play, jockeying it up, and try to find someone in the middle. We hang on to possession somehow. We're going to play it over to James Ward-Prowse. Shoot this one! And it was just about our first shot. It wasn't on target, though. Oh, this is not looking good. Alexis Sanchez, the number 7. Some LTRT dribbling. Finding Monreal. Clearly, Arsenal are looking to attack. Finds Danny Welbeck. Now Coquelin the shot, and it's a goal for Arsenal. It was about time that they managed to get a lucky break and it to fall to Coquelin. 1-0 for them. We have 20 minutes to try to tie this up. That's a crucial header one by Ward-Prowse. We're going to play it off to the wing. Now Matt Targett finding Buffal. We have options in the middle. And the defender did fall down per Mertzacker. Surely we have him beaten for pace, and he sticks with it. We end up getting the corner, which might just be the chance we've been looking for. We're just going to loft this one in and see if we can get a head on it. Come on, boys. Win this header. And we're going to keep possession. This could be a legitimate chance with Salih Uchan and the 4-star skills. Trying to find someone in the middle. We find Hellberg, but it's stolen by Ramsey. And all signs point to Arsenal getting the win. Full time, and Arsenal deservedly get the 1-0 win. That's a tough one to swallow because this was such a huge match for us to show that we can be a dominant team in the Premier League. But honestly, this is showing a little bit of humility for me that maybe we should be sticking on world class. Maybe that'll affect your guys' decision on the vote from earlier. Ultimately, I'm going to go with what I'm comfortable with. I just want to hear your opinions on the matter. But of course, I'll have the league table showing for you guys in the background. And for future episodes, I should have 3 matches now that we are out of the transfer window. I'll show 3 matches during each episode so that way we can progress through the seasons a little bit more quickly. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Southampton Career Mode. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. And until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.